Hey guys, Jason from DLT Trading coming to you from the Bark River 2023 September grind-in with my good friend Jim Stewart.
Mr. Toon.
Jim Stewart of Jim Stewart Custom Knives as well as Bark River Knives, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you do the production and you do the custom stuff both.
Most of my time is spent managing and making sure the process of getting the production knives out is observed, of course, and that we're getting our quotas for the day. And,
So I mean, you really rock it with Bark River Knives, and then kind of in your quote-unquote spare time, then you do the custom stuff. So really high demand, but not a lot of supply.
Right.
But I mean, you only have so much time in the day. So as those of you familiar with Jim Stewart Custom Knives, when they hit DLT, they're there for like 30 seconds and they're all gone. So that's really cool.
Yep.
But your daytime job, if you will, is kind of making sure everything goes through Bark River and looks good. As is evidence, you don't sit behind a desk and push a pencil. You're in the line, ripping it right with everybody else, letting it go.
I do want to say that I do actually have a desk.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
There is there are two computers on it, and it is a place for other people to set things, and for me to set my wallet into a drawer, and then I leave.
Yeah,
that's the desk.
I went in your shop and both screens said "Jim, get in the shop." So I don't know what that meant.
It's like somebody's really good with screensavers. I don't know.
So talk to us a little bit about what's coming through the shop right now, and then maybe what you've got going with Jim Stewart Custom Knives.
Okay, so regular Bark River production right now is we kind of did the Blackjack MK4s in tandem with the Bravo Strike Force 2s. So the Bravo Strike Force 2 was a larger Bravo Strike Force, same motif, same cool fullers in there with grinds that follow those fullers, full convex. It's a beast in 3V. I think they're in 3V.
They are in 3V, and for those of you that are not familiar with the Strike Force 2 or maybe have forgotten what they look like, give them a quick search and take a look, because I forgot how good looking that knife is.
Oh yeah,
with that very unique fuller and the grinds and a slight recurve to it. What a good looking knife. Yeah, great edge geometry too. So
it's fantastic.
Yeah, cuts very well.
We're making sure that every single one of these is as perfect as we can make them. We've really paid attention to things like quality and accuracy a lot more lately. It's a little bit more of a tenet. We've had several. Yeah. We've had several meetings about it, making sure that everything is perfect as it goes out the door. And we've seen the results from that. We've seen a dramatic increase in everything.
Yeah, look. So during COVID, I mean, that happened with a lot of companies where things happen. But I know you guys have made a concerted effort to make sure that any of those little gaps are closed up and things are tightened down. So really glad to hear that. So Strike Force 2 as well as the MK4,
the Blackjack
which is a Blackjack model. And then on the Jim Stewart Custom side, what have you got going there?
So right now, good sir, you'd be pleased to hear I'm working on 20 Chad Nichols Damascus Sicaris. So if you're not familiar with the Sicari, it's my interpretation of the Randall Model 2.6. But all of these are Chad Nichols Damascus. They will all be etched perfectly and good fit guards. So we've got 20 of those coming down the line, and I am putting out small quantities of my Marauder Companion, my Scout, and a couple of new models called, one of them is the Stowaway, which is a very small, out-of-the-way EDC, just my own interpretation of that perfect 6-inch knife that disappears on your hip that you can use for everything. And I have yet an even smaller knife called the Shin. That
I saw that one today.
Right.
So cool.
That one. Every single one of those is going to be relatively, jeweled up.
Yep.
Right. But it's a very small using knife that again disappears in your belt, but is very comfortable in something like a pencil grip. So if you want something small and out of the way, I would say it could even be considered TSA friendly because the blade's so small. Mm-hmm. It's under 2 inches, the entire blade length of it. But it's a cool knife. And right now, it's just the major hurdle is just finding the time to do it. I get the occasional moment during the day at the shop to be able to work on customs if everything's working smoothly. But there's always a fire of some type to put out. But look, that's business.
I understand it. It's an all day thing every day, and there's only so much time. But we certainly appreciate all you do to keep things going and rolling at Bark River Knives.
Thanks, man.
And the icing on the cake are the Jim Stewart Custom Knives, which we always appreciate.
Much
Jim,
appreciated.
always a pleasure. Good sitting down with you.